Joining us in the studio now is David Joyner. David's a programmer with Microillusions and the developer of Music X, and back with us, Adams Douglas.
David, we've seen how an Amiga can be used for professional animation. What does an Amiga do for you as a musician?
Well, it allows me to essentially set up a multi-track recording studio in my home. The synthesizers nowadays all have what is called MIDI, which stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. It's like a set of agreements between various music synthesizer manufacturers as to how their various instruments can communicate with each other. And the computer can receive that information and process it in various ways. And I will now attempt to record a performance and show you how it works. I'll set the tempo to some reasonable value, 131 quarter notes per minute. I'll now start to record. The drum machine, which has been synchronized to the computer, will automatically start.
So now you're making a digital recording then.
And I stop that, store it into the machine. Now if I go back to the beginning and play again, and you can see it's got controls just like a tape recorder, fast forward, rewind, and play. This program has been designed to work on various levels. On the surface level, it's very simple, but at the same time, you can dig down deep into its innards and sort of...
But right now what you do is you recorded one segment of music, and how many segments can you record then?
You can record up to 250 segments in the computer, although 20 of them can play at once.
Okay. Can you show us how you manage some of those segments?
Here's the editing screen. Well, there's various different editors. I'll show you the simplest one, which is the bar editor, which shows the music as a series of bars. And in fact, you can drag notes around. Shut that off. Anyway.
Okay. So what are some of the other controls that you have?
Well, I'll show you some of the other screens. There is the librarian screen, which allows you to send sound data to the synthesizer and make the synthesizer play different sounds. You can store the various patches from the synthesizer onto disk. There's going to be, let's see, we have filters. What these allow you to do is process your playing in real time to change your performances. Here's an example of, this takes a second to load, the key map editor, which allows you to redefine the behavior of the musical keyboard, sort of like musical keyboard macros. Which you can assign a sequence of notes to a key on the keyboard. And I've always been interested in the idea of sort of co-composition, co-performance, not just a human composing and not just a computer composing all by itself, but together in a synthesis. There's a lot of things that I'm interested in developing in experimental techniques in music.
So you see this is more of a combination of the talents of the machine and the talents of the
Exactly.
performer.
David, what does Music X do that's new in terms of this kind of music software?
Well, it's new in the sense that it's affordable. It runs on a machine that's affordable and a machine that has color. The Amiga is a very creative machine. I think it has a very creative spirit to it. And I think that many musicians are attracted to that, and they're dying for an excuse to buy one.
Adams, Music X is in development now, right? I mean, you're still working on this thing. When's this going to hit the market?
This will be out in about 2 months.
Okay, and you said it's reasonable. What will it cost?
$290, I believe, something like that.
Although by the time this program airs, it may be less than 2 months.
Okay. And is this for the professional musician, primarily Music X, or is it for a person who's not a performer and can still take advantage of this?
Well, I think the program can adapt to various levels of talent. If you're an amateur musician, sort of like I am, I'm really a sort of a musician techie, I like to be able to compose on a screen because I'm not that great of a keyboard player. But on the other hand, I want something that the professional can also use and in his work.
One last question. We've heard of the Atari ST a lot from musicians. How does that compare to an Amiga for what you're doing?
Well, I think the Amiga is a little bit more polished in the way it's designed. And I'm hoping that Music X will be able to support a lot more features because of the multitasking power of the Amiga.
David, Adams, thank you very much.